by the 1870s, a backlash against them had grown large and violent.
They faced a lot of discrimination, a lot of racial intolerance because they were seen as working for lower wages, taking jobs at a time when unemployment was 25–30% in some communities. The Chinese become the scapegoat for American workers on the West Coast especially for all the economic troubles.
The railroad companies turned against Chinese workers after they began to organize for better pay and a shorter workday. In 1867, when 5,000 Chinese Central Pacific Railroad workers went on strike, the company simply cut off their food supplies until the starving workers agreed to return to work 1 week later.
And so there's the throw the Chinese out movement. Labor unions line up with it. The American Workingmen's Party is founded principally on this issue, and they pressure Congress, and Congress eventually agrees to pass its first immigration restriction law in 1882, explicitly targeting Chinese immigrants as undesirables.
The racial tones of it was obvious because it was a community that was restricted. It had nowhere to go. And literally, if it was possible for the people of those days, they would like to push us right out to sea. They just came roaring through this whole area. They smashed the windows, they beat up people, they looted, and literally trying in the best way they can to, and in the most hostile way they can, to say, get out of here, get out of this country.
And staying with the U.S., some lawmakers have jointly proposed a bill to Congress demanding an apology for passing the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882.
Today we announce a bill to address a terrible travesty of justice, the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. Today we unveil our legislation for Congress to atone for the mistakes of the past that deprived Chinese Americans of basic rights for 60 years.
The target of the bill, though, is a series of acts passed by the U.S. Congress between 1879 and 1904 that discriminated against Chinese. The most notorious of these is the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, which put a strict limit on Chinese immigration. It forbid descendants of Chinese workers from becoming American citizens and even prohibited intermarriage between white folks and Chinese. The act was not abolished until the end of World War II.